Welcome back to the Pin House. And you're looking at the proprietor, Mike McDonald from Stumps Lanes, who is sitting here as our official this morning.
Got the pipe going, looking very distinguished. Normally used to seeing Jerry Bettinghouse sitting in that seat.
He's out skiing.
Yeah. Yeah, a little different. Don Scudder. Boy, did he put on a show last game. And that actually makes it 9 strikes in a row. He had 8 to finish the last game. And, I mean, that was just an absolute exhibition he put on at the end of that match.
I'm out of breath.
So was everybody else that was watching.
Wow. I think the folks here are still a little stunned. But Mike Whalen.
Mike's been bowling quite a while, and he knows. These people know.
There's Mr. Hoinke and Tom Schiller from West Hills Ford. Mr. Hoinke from Western Bowl, our proprietor there.
And, of course, Bo, you mentioned a little earlier, he is the father
of Jennifer.
Indeed. Picked it up, though.
Interesting thing to do right there. First frame, Mike's still not comfortable with the shot. Rather than playing the spare, the ultimate way to pick it up, Tommy, and that would be to put the ball between the 2 and the 4 pin, he elected to use a bank shot, which would typically be his strike target, the 1-2. So Mike gambling a little bit there in the early onset of the show, and he's not comfortable.
Well, you know, last week he bowled all 3 matches to obtain his first ever title in 33 appearances. His 34th time was the one that made it.
Boy, he was just something else last week. He was ringing up some big numbers. Picks up spare number 2. What was his average, Bo, last week, or what kind of games did he roll?
Well, he rolled a 225 in the roll-off to make the show against Dave Cowrie, 206 his first match, 241 his second, and 221 in the championship match.
Boy, that's tough to beat.
Comes out to around a 220 average even, maybe a little more.
Pretty strong. Don Scudder, right lane, Pin House. What a match he gave us last time, and he opens up with it again. You want reaction, you want emotion. Ladies and gentlemen, you've got it. Don Scudder, let's take a look at it here. Is he going to go to the Wally one more time? Can he possibly carry another strike? Boy, you bet he can. And there you see it. He is pumped.
Excited.
Ooh.
Don Scudder just on a roll, folks. I'm telling you. 10 in a row at this point.
But not in the same game.
No, not in the same game.
Yeah.
And don't you think he's going to try to adjust his line to hit flush pocket either. Don's smart enough to know that if it's carrying light, leave it, like my dad says. If it works, don't fix it.
You know, our standby, who is Ron Horseman today, is one of the co-proprietors with his father over at Glenmore Bowl, which is where we will be qualifying next Saturday and Sunday. That's Glenmore over in the Cheviot area. And very quickly, I'd like to remind everybody, the show that's going to be aired from Hyde's next Sunday, starting at 11:30 on Sunday, is actually going to be taped on Saturday morning, starting at 8 a.m. Due to the St. Patrick's Day Parade. So, Tommy, you know, we'd like to have everybody come out Saturday morning and join us and watch the taping of the show.
Certainly. We've had some good crowds all year long. Nice crowd here this morning. And hope to see you, as Bo mentioned, next Saturday, not Sunday, next Saturday at 8 o'clock. Mike Whalen got the strike in the 3rd, but in the 4th. Again, he looks like he
is just not comfortable with what he has to play with right now. Don Scudder is not a factor. Mike has got him out of his mind. The lanes right now are a factor, and Mike is not handling what he has on his side proportionately, but I'll tell you what, Don Scudder has got to be an odds-on favorite today. This may be the best opportunity we'll see this year for somebody to bring home the car, because he is loose, he is ready, he's lined up. Let's watch him. Lane 10, Pin House, 11 in a row.
You called it. The new Wrath factor, of course, that's not real tough to call the way he's going right now. That actually makes it 11, doesn't it?
Ooh, let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, but if you just tuned in,
well,
9 of those. Was it 9 of them? No.
Yeah, 8 last game.
8 in the last game.
And starting off,
that was a 300 game. Kinda.
Yeah. But those keys aren't going to anybody till...
No, not yet.
Unless. Well, I won't say it, though, because...
We can.
Dave Newrath has put the hex on the last 2 weeks.
Don doesn't care. It must be the Brenneman factor.
No, now we've talked about that.
Don Scudder eased up on that ball a little bit. That's all he did in the last frames. And you know what you're seeing, Tommy? I'll tell you what you're seeing. You're seeing an adrenaline let down. You're looking at the 4-7. Don Scudder, left lane, went high because he threw the ball slower. He wasn't as firm.
Well, you know, the last match we saw, Mike Niehaus, he had strikes up until the 7th. And then after he missed in that 7th frame, I mean,
yeah,
he followed back up.
He came back with a great strike and then a pull shot in the 9th frame, which I thought might be the clinching strike, but Don Scudder said, no way, I'm not out of here yet. And he threw it, he took it to the wall, brought back our championship for that match. Mike is lost.
When on the other side,
he is a scrambler. He is not a quitter, but right now Michael is lost. He's looking for an idea, and he's not comfortable, and he better find one. Well, there you see the score. Score tells the tale. You're looking at 30-pin deficit by Mike Whalen. Not insurmountable by any means, but when you're not comfortable with the lane conditions, 30 pins is like about 60 pins. There you go. That's the way to do it. The replay will show an absolute can opener. Perfectly thrown. The ball sets up. Now it rolls off. 1-2 pocket annihilated. The 5-pin right there just nips it out. And the 4 and the 7 on the left-hand side of your screen going out late. You can see how excited he is about it.
Well, we've got some sponsors out this morning, of course.
We sure do. From the Hudepohl Whalen Brewery, we have Ken Rippinger, Tony Plank, Al Catoro, and Steve Caton. And of course, from West Hills, we have Tom and Todd Schiller here with the car.
Steve Caton, nice to see his face. Went to high school with Steve. Hadn't seen him in a long, long time.
He's actually the salesman who takes care of Pin House here with their needs and requirements in the brewery.
I bet that's a bunch. Folks can drink some Hooties.
You betcha. And Don Scudder might need a Hootie after that delivery. Last frame he went high. He eased up, the ball hooked early. This frame he still was a little slower than what he's been, but because he went high he took something off the ball and it did not hit. The 5-7. Difficult split. Don's an accurate shooter and he's got it.
Wow, what a shot. When things are going good, they're going good. The concentration was there and he got it.
Don Scudder's the best I've seen in quite a while on spare shooting. There you see it. Get your arm out of the way. Don, well, if his arm would have been out of the way, you'd have seen a perfectly converted 5-7, ladies and gentlemen.
That's 2 splits that he's made today. 2 very difficult ones, really.
Yes.
They're not gimmies.
Well, Don Scudder out in front at this point. Mike Whalen, though, working on 3 in a row. So David mentioned, don't count him out. We saw that last match. Looked like Mike Niehaus was in control. But this guy came back to get it.
It's never over until it's over. And Don Scudder now is as lost as Mike looked in the first part of our match, leaving the 2-8. The 2-8 is more of a difficult spare than what it would appear because you have to cover the front pin very squarely and let the pin or the ball carry through to get to the back pin.
We've seen a few of those missed this year already.
That's right.
Well, Don Scudder, again, it looks like he's taking a little extra time.
He is, and I'm not sure I agree with that. Why change something that's been working, you know?
Well, nonetheless, he picks up the spare. But, Bo, if somebody can come back, this guy right here.
That's for sure. Mike did an outstanding job last week to become our king.
He's got his work cut out for him. But again, as we mentioned, working on 3 strikes, looking for the 4th in a row. Let's watch.
Is this going to be the day of the comebacks or what?
Looks like it.
He looks like he's starting to find that groove a little bit, Dave.
I mean to tell you, he's right there.
Well, Dave has thrown away his scorecard. Dave, you've had trouble with that for a couple. No need for getting all bent out of shape now. Throwing pens and
doggone pen. Sometimes we get involved in so much paperwork back here that we lose track of it. Unbelievable. Mike throws a great shot. He's going to almost lead the 4-9 for the right-handers. This would be the 6-8, the 6-pin, second one from the right-hand side of your screen. You see it now standing. Now you don't. Now the same pin right there. It looked like it was going to take the 8 out, not to be, but we've got a match.
Picks up the spare.
You know, Tom, at the Pin House, you may not have an opportunity to see it before, but they're in the process of doing some remodeling here. I've noticed a few new mirrors and some carpeting or something on the sidewalls. It's really outstanding looking. Nice and pretty.
Nice, cozy lanes right here in Pin House.
They have a great concourse here. I love it. The bowler settee area where you actually sit during your league competition is just so spacious and nice. And, of course, the concourse itself has got a lot of room, and you can really have a good time and practice. You can come out and practice and have a good time on the lanes. Whatever.
You're talking about a lot of room, Bo.
Yeah.
This man does not have a lot of room in his lead. It is now cut to 6 pins. You can see it at the score table right now. Like I said, 6 pins. Don Scudder enjoys the lead with a spare in the 8th. Both players will be even. Don Scudder could control his own fate if he strikes out in the 9th and 10th frames. He would be the champion. Mike could do nothing about it. Anything other than strikes, Mike can still be our winner.
Who do you see being in control at this point, Dave?
I tell you what, the momentum has swung in the favor of Mike Whalen. I think we saw an adrenaline release and then a letdown by Don Scudder. And let me tell you what, once that happens, it's very, very difficult to get the momentum back, Tommy. I'm not picking a winner. No way. You're not making me go out on a limb.
Well, Scudder told me don't let Newrath butcher me on the air today. I said no. I said I won't do it.
No, I'd never butcher this guy. He's too tough.
He's talking to himself. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, he knows what happened. He's done this 100 times. You threw a big number, or you come off a string. You come off with a couple of bad shots. You've got to get it back together. That's
good.
The way you do it.
That is the way you do it. Came right back when he needed it. Dave, you said he had to strike, and he got it.
He talked himself into it. Let's talk him right through this strike. 11th board, you see it perfectly. 1-3 pocket. Gets the 10-pin out late, but that's what it's all about. The great roll, the great execution. Don Scudder still has control. Mike Whalen can apply a lot of pressure. This guy can bench 390 pounds.
That's more than you and I together.
A lot more. But can he throw 4 strikes in a row?
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen right here. Going light, but he trusted the ball. He trusted the ball. It was wide. The same lane that, remember we talked last frame on the lane 10, the ball set up a little bit. He didn't play the setup that time. Went wide. He's shooting at the 3-5-6. That's what can happen with the 3-5-6.
It looked like he almost hurried that a bit.
Well, he probably did, Tom, but again, that's a spare that we're talking a matter of an inch one way or another can either be a spare or an open frame, so taking your time doesn't really give you a lot of advantage. You just get up there and hope it's in the area. Bad break, Mike Whalen. The only way he can possibly win is to throw 3 strikes in the 10th frame. He's got to have this one. Any chance.
Hold it. You got it. Bo, how is our finals prize money to date sitting at this point in time?
Well, we've accumulated through the qualifier here at the Pin House in excess of $6,000 that will be spread amongst the people that you are seeing bowl on television, and of course the ones who lose in the roll-off on Sunday morning prior to the TV show.
Mike Whalen has to have this one to force Don Scudder to mark in the 10th frame. It's got to be there. It's over. We've got a new king for this week.
Back-to-back weeks, we come back with a new king.
There you can see it. The rundown would be Mike Whalen, 203. And as we speak, if Don Scudder doesn't hit his ankle twice, we'll be looking at our new champion, getting ready to step up and finish out on lane 10.
Well, Mike Whalen has to be a little disappointed. Dave, you said he just couldn't find the groove today.
Was not comfortable. Not comfortable from the start.
You think that has something to do with the fact that he was seeded into the final match rather than bowling all 3 games and watching? That has a tendency to make you get either nervous or more pumped up. You know, you have one or two ways to go there.
Well, that's a good point, Bo. Last week, Michael bowled 4 games to snatch the crown. And we bowled jackpots a lot of years, and I'll tell you what, going into that 4th or 5th hour of jackpot bowling, Mike's getting stronger, and everybody else is getting a little more tired. He thrives on amounts of games.
Well, there you look at our new king, Don Scudder. And folks, this is nothing new. We talked earlier about the fact that he has been the king 12 times. Been on the tube 20-plus times.
You better laugh, Don. 5-10.
Well, we're going to take a break. Stay with us. The new king, Don Scudder. Welcome back to the Hudepohl King of TV Bowling. Penthouse Lanes right here in St. Bernard. Got the whole crew out with us, as you can tell. And David Newrath, I believe you've got some paper for these fine gentlemen.
That's right, Tommy. A little money to hand out today. Riga, tough one. First time on TV, though. $150 for waking up a little early. Not too bad. Congratulations. I'm sure you'll be back. Michael, one of the toughest matches I've ever seen to lose on TV. Mike Niehaus, $225. Could be a lot more, but congratulations. Mike Whalen, $375. You had a kingship last week, though, Mike. Not too bad. Congratulations on behalf of the BPA. Tommy?
Thank you, David. Fine round of applause for all these gentlemen. Great day today, but our new king, Don Scudder, and Bo Hudepohl, you've got the honors this round.
That's correct. Don, on behalf of the Greater Cincinnati BPA and the Hudepohl Whalen Brewery, we'd like to present you with a check first, $750.
Thank you.
And a plaque on behalf of Carl's Bowler's Paddock.
Appreciate it.
Don, David said it, that second match, just unbelievable. You and I were talking a little bit. Hard to believe you got that.
Really, I told Mike before we started the TV show, I said, let's give him a good show. But after he threw the first 6, I said, not that good.
Well, you had 8 in a row to finish off that game. You came back to the final match against Mike, and you started off well. Lost it a little bit, it looked like, though, until you came on strong at the end.
Well, it's been, I guess, 2 years since I've been the king, and I started off strong, and then the one shot I got soft with, and I went high, I left a 4-7, and the next pitch I threw harder, I left a 5-7, and I ended up making a spare. But the rest of the game, I kind of just fiddled around, I just trying to catch my rhythm back. But luckily, Mike, caught a turkey toward the end, but, those things happen. It was fortune, good fortune. That's all I can say.
Well, now, this is your 13th time as the king. It's got to be getting old for you.
No, I'm still, not that new for TV yet. I enjoyed myself, though. I really did.
Super job indeed. Congratulations to all these gentlemen. We'll see Don Scudder next week. Hope to see you then, too, on the Hudepohl King of TV Bowling. So long, everybody.